Welcome everybody to the Fifth Down. This is going to be a weekly blog, video blog from my Four Down Territory blog. Here we go. First down. First down is just an announcement that Four Down Territory is now its own domain. So the URL now is going to be www.fourdownterritory.com. Going to be very similar currently to its blogspot look, but this is just potentially temporary. I mean, I'm not that great when it comes to these layouts and whatnot, so I might have a friend or two, talk to them, figure it out, maybe make it look a little bit different, because now it's a new, it's a new home. I want to paint my new home something, new color or something. Who knows? Either way, new URL, change your bookmarks, although it should be direct. Either way, that's my first down, and it's a happy announcement because, it's my first ever .com. Second down is going to be talking about the NFC Championship game that happened earlier in the day. Going into the game, I had picked the Packers. I thought that there was no way that the Packers could lose this game because Jay Cutler, too passive, too casual, not that good in general. Top 15 quarterback, I would agree with that statement, but I'm not digging his vibe. I think he's way too passive, and he just doesn't hit open receivers, and I don't like Jay Cutler personally. If you didn't see it, Packers took it down 21-14. It was interesting because Jay Cutler got taken out of the game with an injury. I don't really think he got injured, but that's just me. Todd Collins came in, the backup, and then he managed to get injured with a minute left in the third quarter, which brought in rookie, or I don't know if he's a rookie, I shouldn't say rookie, but the third-string quarterback, Caleb Haney, and nobody had ever heard of him prior to the game. I don't even think Bears fans knew who he was. So he came in and he actually led the two scoring drives for the Bears, and but it wasn't enough. That interception by B.J. Raji that took it to the house was clearly the turning point of the game, and more or less locked that up. So Green Bay Packers heading to the Super Bowl. And then, so that's the end of my second down. So third down, we have the New York Jets. They went into Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. I like the Steelers in the game prior to the start of the game, even though I cannot stand both of those teams. I can't stand Ben Roethlisberger, can't stand Troy Polamalu, and I can't stand the terrible towels. But to me, even though those three things, they're the lesser of two evils, and I can't stand the New York Jets. A lot of people around the Boston area are saying, hey, if the Jets win the Super Bowl, it's just more motivation for the Patriots to come back stronger next year. In my opinion, they shouldn't need that for their motivation, because that's a pretty weak excuse. So either way, the first half was a blowout. I thought the Steelers weren't going to let off the gas pedal. It was 24-0. I thought they were going to win by 50. But those goddamn Jets came back and made a game of it, which was actually pretty entertaining for a neutral fan per se. But, Jets made it interesting, scored some points. Actually, now that I think about it, it was 24-3 headed into half because they got that field goal. Either way, it was 24-12, then it was 24-19, the safety, then the touchdown, and they were storming their way back, and then, Steelers were able to get the ball back with, about that 3 minutes and get that first down, the key first down to end the game, and so kudos to those Pittsburgh Steelers, even though I can't stand you. Super Bowl set, so 2 weeks from today, we will have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Green Bay Packers. My initial thought is rooting for the Packers, and I think the Packers will win, but I'll talk more about that as we get closer to the Super Bowl. So that's going to conclude third down. Fourth down is we're going to talk about the UFC, sure it wasn't in Boston, but the UFC Fight for the Troops card that happened last night. I donated $100 to the Intrepid Fund. If you haven't donated yet, I think there's still time. Go to fightforthetroops.com and donate some money. $5, $1, whatever. Just donate your money, please. It's for a great cause. But I'm going to talk briefly about the 9 fights that you were able to watch, 4 of them were on Facebook, 5 of them were on Spike TV. Waylon Lowe versus William Freddy in that first fight on Facebook. I thought Waylon Lowe dominated that fight, but he came in too muscular, too ripped, and that's kind of a weird knock to have on somebody. And he kind of gassed himself out, dominated those first 2 rounds. I and the judges gave it a 29-28 decision for Waylon Lowe. Looked very impressive, but gassed himself out. Needs to work on that endurance. Second fight was Mike Thomas Brown versus Ronnie Yaya. I'm a Mike Thomas Brown fan. I'm a little biased, but I thought it was 1-1 going into that third round, where unfortunately Mike Brown didn't get enough to get it done. I agree with the judge's decision of giving the fight to Ronnie Yaya. 2 of the judges agreed with me giving it a 29-28 as well. So Mike Brown had a great effort, but sorry, but he couldn't get it done. Third fight was DeMarquez Johnson fighting and eventually taking out Mike Guyman in a very odd submission. You know, he had him a rear mount, a back mount, I guess you could call it. And I guess the way he flexed his body contorted Guyman's back in such a way that he forced a verbal submission. Very rare to see, very odd to see, but very interesting to watch. Joe Rogan thinks he saw something bulging out of his back. Maybe something really bad happened to him. I'm sure that'll be announced in the next coming days. Fourth fight was Cody McKenzie taking on Eve Edwards. McKenzie, known for that guillotine choke where he does it in something with his wrists differently that adds more pressure, who knows. Unfortunately, even though he came out pretty intense, McKenzie couldn't get it done, ended up getting choked out, rear naked choke, but choked out. Good effort by Cody McKenzie, hope to see him in the near future. He needs to work on his stand-up game immensely, though. Then we're going to move on to the first fight on the Spike TV card, where we had Matt Wyman taking on Cole Miller. Cole Miller got absolutely dominated in this fight. I wanted to give it 30-26, but I ended up giving it 30-27 realistically for Wyman. And 2 of the judges agreed with me. I don't know what that other judge was thinking, not going to go there. But very impressive win for Wyman. Now, the second fight was Barry versus Beltran. I thought it was closer than a lot of people thought it was. But to me, what it came down to was those fierce leg kicks by Pat Barry, excuse me. And he was, when you are that good at leg kicking and effective with leg kicking, you're able to change level so immensely, and you're able to absolutely catch the guy off guard. He got a couple really good head kicks in there, and to me, those leg strikes really stole the fight, in my opinion. So I agree with the judges giving it to Barry on 29-28 for Barry. So the third fight was Mark Hominick, who came in and fought George Roop. Absolutely dominated George Roop. Hominick came in more or less the number 1 contender to Jose Aldo, left the cage with that. He'll be fighting Jose Aldo in the near future, hopefully, especially because hopefully Aldo's recovering from his injury, and Mark Hominick came out of that really without a scratch on him, so he should be in good shape, hopefully, to go down. Then Matt Mitrione in the fourth fight took on Tim Hague. I don't like Tim Hague at all. I think that he's a bum, and I really have an issue with the UFC giving Matt Mitrione a schedule similar to Boise State. Very powder puffy. People love him because he beats up bad guys. You know what? UFC, your next fight, you need to give Matt Mitrione a difficult opponent, please. Although Meathead looked good. I can't deny that. Meathead looked effective, good striking, but give him a tough opponent, please. So that fifth fight, the main event, Melvin Guillard took on Evan Dunham. Everybody wanted Dunham. Everybody was picking Dunham. I picked Dunham. Dunham got knocked the hell out. Absolutely dominated. Hopefully he can come back and win, because otherwise that'll be his 3rd consecutive loss in the UFC. He'll probably get cut. That's a busy lightweight division. So Guillard impressed a lot of people. Everyone was coming in to watch Dunham, and everybody came out talking about Guillard. So kudos to him. Guillard got my knockout of the night, and my fight of the night was that Mackenzie Edwards fight with submission of the night going to Edwards, because that was really the only true submission other than the verbal tap out. So this has been The Fifth Down on 4downterritory.com.